Alright, so I'm gonna try this little personal opinion on these two GPS units that I have. Typically, I don't do things like this, but when I was looking for the information, I couldn't find anything about it online, and it really annoyed me. I love the 60 CSX, and last year in Thailand I lost my 60 CSX. I needed to get a GPS. Used ones were super expensive, almost the same price as a brand new 62, so I figured I would go ahead and get the 62 since it was a little bit more expensive and supposedly had, you know, way better features and whatnot, an improvement. Since getting this, I hate it, and I ended up buying a used 60 CSX. Anyway, so there's two big things I really dislike about the 62 compared to the 60. For one is, you know, I do a lot of work with herpetology, and whenever I find an animal, I need to take a coordinate, and I want it to be, if it's a significant find, I want it to be as accurate as possible. So in the 62, you can hit, you know, mark, and okay, done. And let's see, then if you want to go to the waypoint, edit the waypoint, average location, select to start a new sampling, start. For best results, wait 90 minutes between samples. Alright, that's a pretty big downer. And here it goes. So this is one of my major complaints about this 62. I haven't been able to figure out if the 64 resolved it. I seriously doubt it. I bet you anything it's very similar to this. So one thing you might notice, at this moment we have no idea what our accuracy is. It tells you your averaged location in decimal degrees and your sample confidence. Again, that's kind of meaningless without a number attached to it. I'm gonna let that keep going. What I've always loved about the 60 is for that, hit, so let's say I found, you know, a king rat snake or something, hit mark. I could either go ahead and say okay and mark it with the 10-foot accuracy that it's at right now, or I could say average. And here, so the difference is measurement count. So it's taking a coordinate, now it's, you know, 12th coordinate, 13th coordinate, and each time the accuracy is getting lower and lower, 9.7 feet. So here I actually have a value that I actually know. So 70% confident in its value, for whatever its value is going to be. So normally with the 60, what I would do is I would hit average and wait until I had below 9 feet. And if it's something extremely special, then, you know, I would keep waiting until I was happy with whatever number I wanted. Okay, so it says 100%. Averaging time is still going. So I guess I'll just hit enter, save. The waypoint has been updated. Now it's kind of weird that it, again, did it after the fact, not before. I'm gonna say I'm done. Distance adjusted 9 feet. whatever. Definitely, I don't like that style. Here, now we're at 8 feet accuracy. So basically, you can just keep on waiting for as long as necessary. Let's say you take some veg work or something, you can set this on the ground while it's recording its accuracy, getting more and more accurate. Go do your work, come back, and maybe you'll be at 3 feet, sub-meter. The best I've ever gotten, granted, I didn't have anywhere to be, was 2 foot accuracy. And I can stop at any point. I can pick and choose when I'm happy with the accuracy. Whereas on the 62, no, you have no control. You have to wait 90 minutes. So let's say, 10 minutes later, I find another snake that I want to get a very accurate measurement on. Can't do that. Ugh, extremely disappointing. So yeah, let's say I'm happy with 7 feet accuracy, which 7.5, which is pretty good. It's that easy. Alright, so my second big complaint between these two GPSs, again in favor of the 60 over the 62, is how they do tracks. I'm going to zoom in here so we can see the differences on the two units. So I made it so that we're at the most frequent interval. Let's see. So interval is most often. Alright. Now, with the 60, which again is my preference and I think it's amazing, you just hit, page and you go straight to your tracks menu, on or off. Okay, click it on, go back to your map, and from here on out it's going to start recording our movement. For the 62, you have to, you have no shortcut directly to it. The best you can do is go to setup, and then from setup you can go to tracks, and then you have 3 options. You can either do not record, which is the equivalent of off. You can record but don't show it on the map, makes no sense. Or you can record it and show it on the map. So that's most similar to what we have right now. So I'll do that, go back to the map, and of course it's connecting it from where I had previously stopped in the past. And moving. Obviously this part isn't as important. Let's just get to some place and look at what we made, and then I'll show you my next biggest complaints with the 62. Alright, so I just made a little bit of a track. Now here's where I really dislike the 62. So let's say you're in another country, China, where I do a lot of my work, or Peru, or wherever, someplace that doesn't have access to a lot of detailed maps, or especially trail maps, and you want to essentially make your own trail. You have hiked a trail numerous times, and tomorrow you want to go reference that trail. You'd like to see that trail on your map that you made yourself, basically, or maybe a favorite road that you drive. On the 62, but so once you've made that trail, there's obviously no reason to keep recording that track over and over and over again. So on the 60, let's see, and just go to your tracks, turn it off, go back to your map, and now you can keep on recording waypoints along that road, and it won't keep on making more and more tracks. On the 62, however, so first let's go and turn off the tracks. Oops, sorry. Alright, so again, we have these options. You can either record and show it on the map, record and don't show it on the map, or do not record, which you would think would be off. It is off. But now when you go back to your map, there's no more tracks. The only way for you to see the tracks that you've made in the past is to make sure you're recording more tracks. That's extremely frustrating. So basically, if I made a map or have a favorite road or anything like that, or trail, and I want to be able to look at that trail and see when the next turn is coming up, I have to keep on recording more and more tracks just to be able to see that trail, which is a waste of time, space, and it's just very frustrating. That, in connection with the lack of, or how difficult they make averaging a waypoint, is why I really dislike the 62. So yeah, sorry, that's my little rant.